So much of my life, I knew there was more. There was more than what I had been taught. And I grew up in Christianity. And I'm live streaming now from Tulsa, Oklahoma, where I used to live. To share with you, there's more than you've ever known. There's more than what has been taught throughout the world as God, teaching God as love and that God is love. No, there's more to love than religion. Religion no longer defines love. I do. And I define it unconditionally. Unconditional love. And who am I? Golly, I'm just an old guy. I live in Eureka Springs. And I do new things with new people. I find new places for new cameras. I work with the light. I work with who will be me, the love of one of love. Thousands who become one of love. And now millions will awaken from religion. And religion is incarcerated. Religion will not hold back the Creator anymore. The Creator that is not afar off in the heavens, that some call Him. But the Creator, who is you. If you're willing to have a sense of identity, an identity. How do you identify yourself now? A woman, a man, a this or that. You see, you probably define yourself in words that other people give you. You define yourself in the definitions of the culture that you find yourself living in, especially that you came up in, if you're in the same one. But there's more to the story, you see. And now, it's about religion no more. There's no more a form of worship that is going to rob you from your birthright, from knowing who you are. For I stand in the gap. Who am I? An old guy from Eureka Springs. I lived here in Tulsa for 40 years. But now I change it all. Because I'm willing. It's not because I want to, or do I? Want to wake up the sleeping giant? The sleeping creator, the lethargic one, the one who has been duped. You, my friend. There's more to the story. Now, I'm asking you to begin to see I'm asking you to begin to sense a new identity. I mean, sense it in your bones. Sense it in the cups you drink, of the words that flow around you. No more to disembowel you, but to empower you, to give you a sense. Not of being a spectator, no longer a religionist. I'm asking you to come alive. to give you a sense of you, the real you that religion doesn't encrust and concretize for you to sit there and listen to their message. I'm asking you to create this day a creator who loves you, who is you, that you are the creator of. This creator that I just described is coming alive and waking up. And it will change everything. Because spectators will no more be groomers for the groom to wear a heart of someone else's. Projecting love that you think is the love of God for them. Creating all this separation, hatred, brutality, dementia, forlornness, aloneness. Rather preposterous. That I proclaim Meonics is replacing Christianity, but it is. And it is ludicrous and impossible, many would say, but I don't, because I'm feeble, not again. I'm 73, but I'm not powerless. I'm an old guy, but I've come out of religion because I sought to know love in the power of its resurrection that taught me unconditional love was me and still is me if I awaken it to become it. There's no embracing it, see? You can't embrace Meonics to live your life separate from each other, from me, from unconditional love. If you're not willing to unconditionally love each other, you're not ready for Meonics. And you can still sit in a pew and do the things you want to do, I guess, until you reach your inevitable result that you are inexorably marching toward, called death. You see, I'm a simple guy. I'm not a persuader. I'm not trying to be eloquent. I choose to be me. And I'm a common guy. I love to wear my golf shirts and walking shirts. My golf shirts and my walking shorts. And I am short. But you see, what am I referring to? You see, if you don't know the story, you don't know what I'm referring to. You don't know how to draw information from that. You don't know how to make something tangible from something intangible. But I'm asking you to learn that. And it's not alchemy. And it's not love. It's not God. It's not magic. It's your power of unconditional love. And there's a huge difference between love that you consider God and what I consider, what I am preaching, teaching, manifesting throughout the earth is unconditional love. Because unconditional love is not powerless. And unconditional love is waking up. Unconditional love is the creator of the creators of the creator who create creation again in a one mind. A failure no more trying to create something far off apart from you. A God, something or other. Asking you to grow up and be the real you. Do you want to wear walking shorts and a golf shirt or not? to church or not? Or what king's palace will you walk into today? I'm asking you to walk into yours. I am. And take control. Not. But to sit in your chair of authority. Your chair. Find your chair. Your chair of authority. What does your chair of authority look like? Your throne? Thrown away no more. No longer attributing something to synchronicity or serendipity. Attribute the force to the force, not. Attribute your creation to you. For you created you, my friend. And I've taught on this a number of times, many times this year. So many of my teachings seem to simply run about an hour. They seem to kind of wind down somewhere around the hour mark. So there's probably more than 300 hours that you can listen to of today's lesson. In many forms, many facets, so that you can begin to see the kaleidoscope. That you are not looking at a kaleidoscope, but you are the kaleidoscope, the multifaceted one, the energy of all energies. No longer looking for the energy of God, energy of the Holy Spirit. No longer looking for another to come. Trying to say, oh, I believe, and assume to be king. Will you find your chair? See, I didn't know I was going to do any of this. This is how I live. This is how I act. This is how I behave. This is me. Sharing me with you, for you to become you. To love unconditionally. Find your chair. So I'm going to go get this chair. So what am I doing? Searing something into your memory for tomorrow? No, for today. Are you willing to find your chair of authority? Will you define your chair of authority? What will it look like? Am I talking about something tangible or intangible? You decide, I guess. For I'm talking to you. Hopefully, I'm talking with you. Where I feel something, not only my energy of my own presence, for I no longer segment myself to my sense of presence, my sense of identity, my sense of being, like I did before. Christianity constricted me, but I create. And I create creators. And my name is creating creation all over again. And we will no longer be constricted by the pew lovers, the pew sitters, organized religion, who want to authorize just a few to come through their schools to be centenarians or whoever they are, cemetery-led, seminarians, wanting the words of the past, wanting the definitions of the future not, but wanting no correction at all, but to affirm their faith and be legitimized in the sight of another, a committee of affirmation, ordination. I change it all. And I'm not popular with a lot of people, but I tell you what, I'm popular with me. And me will be no longer afraid of being me. One-minded one. I'm not afraid to stand on the beach and no longer proclaim the living Lord of being something else, nor the Lord of all being somebody else, but being all the people on the beach who are naked or not, whether it's a nudist beach or not. I love you all. We will do things you never imagined, because we will walk in power, because we will know the faith no longer, but the face. And the face is no longer who did great things, miracles. What was the motive? The motive of the man called Jesus. What was the heart, the motive, the command center? What did Jesus see that none of us have seen? Why have none of us lived doing all the miracles that Jesus did? He prayed in John 17 that we all might be one. John 14:12 to do all the things he did. And more. In John 3:8, he defined what a newborn creation is. Don't you remember it? John 3:8. The wind blows where it will. You don't see where it comes from or where it goes. And so is everyone who is born of the Spirit. Born of the Spirit? Oh, you want to call it the Holy Spirit. It's segmented as a separate power or a separate entity. And that's when you get up out of your chair and you take a sledgehammer to your chair of authority and you go submit, bow down to another authority. I'm asking you to destroy your faith no longer, but the faith of nothing else but your face, the Creator. The Creator of you. And enjoy it. And no longer be mesmerized by the faithorites. Those who want to teach you faith to please God. I'm not trying to please God. Am I replacing God? Or who am I teaching God is? God is not a face of a he. God is not male. God, well, if you equate any kind of love, it's not male. There's no brutality in perfect love. There's no fear. There's no fear of retribution. There's no vengeance. There is no wrath. There's no judgment. All this stuff about it, you're appointed to die and then the judgment. The fear-mongering ceases now for those who will learn to invite others to their chair of authority, like I am inviting you to yours. No matter what color it is, no matter what it looks like, I'm asking you to come alive. I'm asking you to wake up. Whatever your nomenclature, your terminology, your parlance, whatever your diction and grammar, whatever your language is, I'm asking you to be loving two shoes where you love each other, whether anybody else is married or not, no matter what they look like, no matter what they espouse as their belief system. I'm asking you for your belief system to no more conquer you, and for you to reply now to creativity, no longer starting every sentence with the words, I believe. Are you willing to come as a little child? day after day. And sit down in the chair of your authority. Wherever you sit, it's your chair of authority if you will recognize it, because you are the one who gives you the sense of your identity. But up to now, people everywhere, people want to give each other the sense of identity and tell you what you need by all their advertising and their millions of impressions that they imprint upon you, your mind, your need for this kind of car, your need for this kind of smell, your need for a certain look. Get over it. Grow up. We're not buying that stuff anymore. We don't need their nomenclature, and we reject their identification of us to identify us as the way that we have identified each other in the past. This is no longer church as usual. This is church being dismantled as it was. The authority of God, it does not have the authority of God. It exercised the authority of control with a nomenclature it controlled, because it controlled the definitions that controlled the message, that controlled our identity to keep us silent and silence the voice of creativity within. I stand in the gap, and who am I? A guy that loves you and appreciates you. Thanks you for listening. Thank you for caring. Thank you for beginning to see your chair of authority, your throne that you throw away no more. And that you're no longer sitting in some chair somewhere, kneeling at an altar rail, praying to a God somewhere afar off, an entity that controls all things. I am not at war. I am at peace. So I will not fight you. I am not in conflict. But a lot of people are going to be in conflict because of my words, because they're going to begin to see how difficult they were. There's more to the message. If you believe in me, you will do the things I do and greater. Born again? Certainly. A new creation by saying a one-sentence prayer. It's like wanting a 7-course meal anytime you want it by wiggling your nose. That, my friend, is preposterous. That's what ludicrous is. The very definition. One-sentence prayer making you a new creation. Oh, and your name being put on the roll of eternal life somewhere in the intangible. I'm interested in people who will heal people. Who will break bread with people they have been taught to hate, to fear, and love them. I'm not looking for sinners, because what sin? What sin? Sin? What is sin? You feel the wind. You see the wind. Where does it come from? Where does it go? If you're born again, you're like the wind, because you're not limited to the materiality of this world. You're no longer limited to the tangible. If you will but awaken if you will create a sense of identity. You see, I was thinking, how often I show a lot of pictures that I've created recent, I don't know, 6 months. So I've been using ChatGPT 4.0. And I enjoy it for multiple reasons. But this is not a class on chat. But I was thinking, I created a few pictures this morning as I was drinking my coffee. And I asked for chat to create me a picture. It created me a picture. And I said something about Meonics. And I said something like, create me an image of Meonics changes the world now. Well, it created a picture. I could show it to you. It's a good picture. I have a number of pictures, several I created today. Good pictures. But this is not the point. So here's an AI, a computer somewhere, or a set of computers running code. Code that's been coded, that it's been taught to learn. And it created a picture, but it misspelled Meonics. But see, when it gives you the picture that you request, below it, it very concisely states what the picture is of, the way I ask it to give it, and says, so underneath the picture it says, here's a picture of Meonics replacing Christianity. Well, and I responded back, great picture, but you misspelled Meonics. So it says creating images, and it creates another picture. And underneath that picture it says, I have created a picture as you have requested, correcting the misspelling of Meonics. But it was still misspelled. You see, there was that disconnect. AI gave me a new picture, even told me it had corrected the spelling, but it was still misspelled. A disconnect. So I replied again. I said, that's a terrific picture, but you misspelled it again. So it gave me another picture, and eventually it gave me a couple of really nice ones. But I had to coax it. No, I had to give the right instruction. I had to give the right words for this moment, because it doesn't seem like the same instruction today yields exactly the same or the same result or picture creation as it does tomorrow. There's a little bit of dynamic randomness or something going on, maybe sort of, kind of. But here's the point of what I just said. So when I went back to put on my golf shirt and shorts, I was thinking about how I corresponded, how I interacted, how I communicated, and created the dialogue, and the dialogue was created with me between AI, chat AI. And you notice when I responded to it creating a picture, it was not like it told me. What did I say? You still misspelled it. Lovely picture, but you still misspelled it. I didn't have to define you. It had a sense of who I was addressing when I said, you misspelled it. And it instantly started recreating another picture. And I thought, it has a sense of itself. It has a sense of being. Whether it was completely encoded to be that way or whether it developed that way, I can say, you have really helped me with a number of images this day. And it will say, thank you, Theodore. Have a good day. I'm honored to help you with your mission. You see what I'm getting at? There are a lot of things we have used and been used to, a lot of learning tools, a lot of things that have given us our identification of ourself, our sense of being that we are now laying down so that an AI is not sitting in our chair. And we begin to have a sense of being that is not regulated by a purpose of an entity to keep its constituents supporting it, listening to its messengers of a message of somebody else, somewhere else, that was the creator that did something wonderful at one time. You see what I'm getting at? So I suggest to you, a disruption personified is coming about. Where people are going to realize, just like you, where you begin to realize, golly, oh gee, I'm a creator. I'm a leader. I never thought of myself as a leader. Nobody told me I was a creator, so I wasn't a creator. I was happy to be formed in the fashion of other people's words. That's what so many are going to say, think, and come out of. And people are going to lead people no more to go jump off a cliff, climb into a casket simply because they think the authority of a book has some kind of divine authority. My friend, you're waking up yours. A sense of identity that you are led no more by the leaders who wanted to lead us and not even give us language we could understand. There was a whole time when, how many hundreds of years? Religious services were in a language that people sitting there didn't understand. Religion would have kept us ignorant. Religion did keep us ignorant. Religion still keeps us ignorant of who we are. For you, the creator, are no longer the face of someone else's words. If you will be me. Me who? Meonics. Meonics is a coherent system now. It's complete, and it's completing itself in its own identity that needs not your words and is not dependent upon your breath. Meonics is a system of creation, creating the creator in all who will be waking up, coming out of the shell, and soon coming out of the flesh shell, the shell of flesh. We will no longer be the consciousness of the seed that has been put to sleep by the injection of the venom of someone else's images that have told us we are something other than what we are. You, my friend, are the blood of the creator of creation. that doesn't need red and white corpuscles. You don't need liquid red blood. But blood flows in your veins. What kind of blood? Light. Light, love, and truth. Light that is truth. If you know the truth that will make you free is a lie. If you know the truth, you grow it. You see, we've been so tempted to believe because all these belief systems rule by force and by duplicity and by defining your inability to create. And I'm defining your ability to create. In fact, to create you with a new operating system, with a new mind, and connect with one that has always been here, that is unlimited. I'm asking you to connect with the unlimited mind, the infinite, eternal love that is unconditional, that issues no 10 commandments, has no vengeance, does not keep record of wrong, does not create a hell for you. Listens, but not critiquing you to keep record of all your wrongs. Oh, you had a bad thought? Bad boy, bad girl. Go sit in the corner. The magnetic attraction to love words that control you is over. If you are but willing to create your demagnetizer, you know that Bible verse that says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers in the heavens. I suggest to you the heavens, first and foremost, are between your ears because you are the creator of the consciousness that you create, that you live in. And this, my friend, changes everything. Because I'm asking you to languish no more in the language of the past, nor the construction of sentences and paragraphs that people say have authority over you. And if you don't buy into their message, they condemn you. Oh, you're going to hell. You're going to burn there eternally. Oh. They say that because they believe that because someone else has told them that. That's all. They're just repeating a message. They heard the message, decided to believe it. So their reality-giving machine conveys to them it's real, to give them a sense of truth. And they become besotted with their own truth. Are you willing to learn words you've never known? To create a vocabulary that you've never operated with? Creating a diction and grammar, using a diction and grammar that uses so many of the same words, where you even begin to be connected with little tiny spider landed on my phone. Where you begin to see so many Bible verses, so many tenets of your religion, so many foundational principles of your world, your thought life. Are you willing to begin to see them in a different way? Are you willing to no longer walk in the shadows of someone else? Come alive. Come alive this day. And create. And begin to create. And begin to have a sense of the Creator that you really are. Who you really are. In your flesh right now. The real you. Begin to have a sense, I pray. I pray. Who am I praying to? You. You hearing me. You're the Creator. You're the Creator of me. No, I'm asking you to create the chair that you sit in. The chair of authority. Where you are blameless. Where there is no sin. There is no sanctimony. There's no sacrilege. There's no blasphemy. There's unconditional love, inviting you to sit. Sit at my right hand while I make your enemies your footstool. How do I make your enemies your footstool? Me, a guy, an old guy, Theodore Cottingham. I suggest that I make your enemies your footstool by sharing with you your power for you to begin to welcome and create, forming a new identity, one of limitlessness, one of being unlimited, one who has the power to create, lift, love. Where you begin to see that you have a sense of being that is no longer created by an AI of religion. What do you expect? What do you anticipate? What do you want? See, what can you see through these eyes? The eyes that you see when you look at you in a mirror. There's an energy, right? The life force. You can see. You can move. You live, move, have your being in what? A sea of what? Something visceral? Limited to your visage? The visibleness of the components that make up what you consider your living body? I ask you to be more. And I ask you to begin to love each other unconditionally. Where you begin to expect, anticipate, creating your leadership to walk in the creation of your consciousness that creates you as the creator of you, to see this world follow you not, but to heal the lovers and to begin to see, heal the lame, the blind, the deaf. Thanksgiving, what are you thankful for? I'm thankful for unconditional love. that has taught me who I am in my process, channeling for over 20 years, to know these things, to ask you to awaken. You see, my message has changed. My message, my life, my love. My definitions have changed me as I have changed, as I have awakened to the words that have come through me. Living water, living life. The word tangible, the word intangible. The word being made tangible in my face, my lips, with my wind. What am I alluding to? What metaphors are you using? Do you understand allegory, alliteration? Are you no longer contrived by the contraptions of the Rust Belt, the Silk Road? Or do you know anything about the road to luxury not, but the creation of your chair of authority? The chair of authority exists between your two ears in your temple, the temple of your consciousness. It's the temple of your mind, the temple not made with hands. This is where you begin, how you begin. If you are willing to begin as a little child and come before you and begin to commune with unconditional love, not a God that you already have a predisposition of, a premonition, an image of that you are praying to. Meonics does not complement Christianity. And I share with you, there will be millions who will come out of Christianity now, not because I'm a great leader, but because I see leadership in you. And I'm asking you to foil your leadership no more, and no longer live with all of your foibles and the trivialities of life that other people tell you are so damn important. I'm asking you to live love that you've never known. I'm asking you to live a love that you have never imagined that you had the capacity to create, walk in, and distribute freely. I'm asking you to begin to see the chair of your authority and begin to walk in miracles where you begin to expect them every day. Because you're the creator. You're the creator. You're the creator creating me. You're the creator creating you. You're the creator creating what? The source of unconditional love to be tangible on this earth at this present time, so that you are doing the works and you are no longer attributing the works Jesus did to Jesus so long ago as a man of history, to know all the little details of context, historical setting, etymology, eschatology, ruminology, where you ruminate on people's words no more that have given you the creation of what you have lived in up to this time. I'm Theodore Cottingham. I am an imperfect man with a perfect message. That you perfect. See, my message is about you. And I'm asking you to come out of your chair of authority no more, and no more yield it to a God identity somewhere else, giving you an identity that you are fashioned by something else, somewhere else, at a different time, and you have a different mission, and that you are appointed once to die, and then you're going to be judged and go to heaven or hell. No, my friend, you are in it. You are both in. You are in both at this one moment. You are in heaven and you are in hell. And what you do with it is your choice, and you choose what you're going to wake up and live. There's so much more to the story. Now get on with it. Live love. Be who you are. Comb your hair like you want to. Grow it like you want to. Wear your lipstick and earrings like you want to, or none. For none of that matters. What matters is your love, and whether you will unconditionally love each other. And I tell you, unconditional love begins with the person in your mirror, that you have a sense of being, that you have mistreated, that you have brutalized. And so many of us have loathed our body. We wanted to be acceptable. We wanted to be popular. We wanted to look like a model. Or we wanted to be on the front of Vogue, Elle, GQ, or some such popular communication device. I'm asking you to communicate with the real you and your power, where you begin to love you no matter what you look like. No matter whether you have dreadlocks, or you dread the future, or you're ashamed of it. It doesn't matter. You're no longer pointing the finger of blame to you or anyone else. Because what matters is, do you love? Will you love? Will you love unconditionally? Will you see the respect and kindness that is inherent, innate, and inextricable from unconditional love? You don't bash it. You don't give it a list of demands. You don't critique it all the time. You don't approach unconditional love with a carrot and a stick. You don't walk in unconditional love with something that identifies you as being special. Because you're not. But you're no longer a servant. You're no longer interested in servant leadership. I'm asking you to come out of all the definitions of Christianity and come into what? Yours? I'm asking you to come into Meonics. That's pretty brash, I know. Braggadocious? No. But in all my walking, learning, channeling, becoming who I am, becoming the religious no more, I'm changing this world earth. And I will die doing it. Or I won't die at all. And the choice is yours. Will you live my words that release yours, so that you're no longer under mine? I don't want you to be under mine. I don't want you to be under my authority. I don't want you to be under God or any religion. I'm asking you to ignite the Creator's life in you that you are, that you were never separate from. So you no longer see the seed of royalty being someone else. You no longer look at a king and a queen and look at their influence and their jewels. I'm asking you to create the romance of heaven. I'm asking you to walk with your authority, where you begin to see you affect the world. The butterfly effect? No, much more than that, my friend. You are the creator and creators, if you will create you first in the love that knows no sin, because it knows no separation. It knows no list of rules. You no longer eat from from the tree of good and evil that everybody has painted a picture of, because you walk into your own garden and you begin to hear you, and you begin to channel you, no longer separate from the real you, the regal royal. King Judy, King Ruth. King no longer denotes a man or male. I change it, and who am I? I'm an old guy that used to live here in Tulsa that quested. And never gave up. I knew there was more. That's all I knew. And the more I knew, the more I channeled, the more I found out, the more I learned I didn't know. I don't have all the answers. I'm not your perfect leader. I'm not the perfect leader. I don't have perfect words, but I'll tell you, in my channel, what I channel, it says, when people ask you, are your words perfect? Tell them they are perfect enough. Enough for what? For you to begin to see yours and release yours. For you to begin to have a sense of being that no one else has programmed into you. A sense of being. A sense of being. A sense of being your creator. A sense of being who you really are. And that's what I call alive this day. Your creation. You the creator. No matter what you look like. No matter whether you have loathed your appearance or not. I'm asking you to begin to speak and to begin to create with your motive of love, of unconditional love. And when you're in that big party room, or you're at the big table of Thanksgiving dinner, or whether you're in the slum, no matter where you are, you begin to see the light. The light of a love that is not God-oriented or God-limited by, nor religion-limited by, nor what you have thought or created in your mind in the past. I'm asking you to see. No more looking for another pastor, a church that feeds you, somewhere to park and sit, be fed. I'm asking you to create a new you, a new consciousness, a consciousness that begins to be able to process all that's going on in the world at one time, more powerful than all the AIs put together. You don't need electricity. You're not limited to the duality of this world. You're no longer duplicitous in your own creation of you. Golly, I talked an hour. Okay, I go now. This is my love for you. My love? Oh, it's up a chair. My love for you is in motion in these words that create, if you will, if you are willing to create with them, through them, to create your power to lead you. No longer seeking leadership, but surrendering to be the lover of unconditional love, to transmit, procreate, romance, share, project, expect unconditional love to draw you. So this is not a magnetic arrangement of faith or the law of attraction or the law of one. This is unconditional love, loving you to be the lover. See your power, grace, mercy, and beauty. See it in every person, whether it's awake or not. See it. Shun no one. Love your times of joy. and realize your times of grief and bereavement will not last. Joy is no longer around the corner. Joy is between your ears. Lay down a lot of philosophies, a lot of psychology, a lot of earthly wisdom, and no longer be led or limited by your two eyes and the sense of being that has led you to be in whatever arrangement you seem to be in. There's a new life before you this day, and I'm inviting you to live it. My name is TheodoreCottingham.com. Theodore Cottingham with a message. Theodore Cottingham with a life of who will live it in my two shoes that look like yours, with hair like yours, with eyes your color, with the hurts and bruises that you have had, the wounds, the rejection, the misunderstandings, the hope. Now let love be you. Sit in the chair of love. Your authority. Create your own sense of identity. Create your sense of being the creator and no longer languish in the ideology, religiosity of separation. Be the creator. Be the regal royal me and crown your life with loving joy, forgiving everyone of everything, walk in your power, no longer harboring any grudge or condemnation of another. Let there be light this day. Walk in the light, be the light that loves all equal. My name is Theodore. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. Those of you who have jotted me notes, left kind comments about what my teaching has meant to you, thank you. Yes, it's encouraging. Some of you have sent me email. My email is Theodore Eureka, all run together, Theodore Eureka @gmail.com. Sometimes I reply to emails. I don't always. Sometimes I do. Various ways. No matter how I reply, let me be me. Don't be disappointed because I didn't answer you a certain way or reply a certain way or in a certain amount of time. Leadership grows leadership if leadership is love-led to be law, no more, ensconced in law. Freedom, create this day in you. Freedom. Create freedom for the people around you. No longer limiting people to your expectations that you expected of them in the past. Let them be them. Children, parents, there's a whole lot of things we let go of to leave this earth. Leave this earth? I'm going now. I'm going to go in and drink another cup of coffee. Or am I leaving earth? Or will you please be limited no longer to your thoughts of the past, your thoughts that have been intangible, that created your reality. Let not your reality create your sense of who you are anymore. I'm asking you to choose who you are and begin to love in the unlimited understanding of the infinite, royal, regal, and begin to wear a dress of light, of unconditional love. no matter whether it looks like a golf shirt or shorts or not. I love you and I go now. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I invite you to. And when you click on subscribe, there's a way you can hover over it or click on it somehow. And there's a little bell. And if you click on that bell, that means you want to be notified when I'm online or I upload or create a new video. If you want the notification that I'm online, click that little bell. You can, pardon me, you can find it. And if you like, you can subscribe to my email. I haven't written many emails like I used to. I used to write one a day and more. But I do have an email list on my website if you want to receive those at theodorcottingham.com. Be the sense of you creating you. You are the creator of you. Walk in your authority. This is the message, the time. It's no longer led by effort, or obfuscation, or subjugation, or being a servant. It's time to lead. And I choose you. I choose you who will choose me. I'm appreciative. If you want my teaching, begin to teach. I'm not raising passive listeners. I'm asking you to begin to teach. This is a school. I am a school. This is a school. This is a moment to no longer be passive about who you are, limited to a spectator. So whatever that means to you, begin. And you can begin, and no one can keep you from beginning. Not all heaven, hell, and earth, the whole cosmos, cannot keep you from beginning if you want to begin in the school, because you begin. In your mind. You begin to walk the aisle of love. No matter how timid, no matter how afraid you are. Begin to loosen the bolts. Spray some liquid wrench on those bolts, all that are so rusty, because you haven't used your creative powers in a long time. Maybe. You've looked after religion. You've tried to do the things people have told you that good people do. You tried to do things that people say people of God tell people to do. I'm not interested in you being people of God. I see God much more as a system of control, commands, carrot and stick, judgment, condemnation, creating fear, based on fear. But unconditional love, my friend, begins to see that veil vanish, and the real royal you begin to flourish now. Begin to flourish now, this day. Begin. No one can keep you from beginning to be open. Where in your mind you begin to be open to the creation of your mind, to be unconditional love to each other. This is my message. To lead out of where you've been, to lead out, to no longer be a spectator, no longer be a servant, but to be of the relative of the cosmos and farther. My invitation to you this day: be the lover, loving you first. I thank you. Theodore Cottingham, in love with you all. Share these words. Outline them. Outline them. Write an article about them. Question them. Look up the references. Look up in my words. I have over 2,000 posts that you can search on my website, and over 1,000 videos on YouTube. I love you. Begin to flow. The royal flow, the royal blood, the blood of light, the royal light, the light that's intangible, that breathes life into your new birth, the birth of your consciousness that creates a new reality, new powers, and begins to operate in that power to do all the things that Jesus did and more. Love you all. Be the real you. Be genuine, authentic. Be kind. Care about your table manners. Be punctual. Respect each other. For love. Love learns how to love love, teach love, flow love. And don't worry about unlove anymore. I got it. See you later. Thank you for sharing this time. Your love, your life, your power, your beauty. With each other now. And initiate love. Initiate forgiveness. Initiate contact. Initiate creation. Thinking, writing, creating. Planting seeds of joy everywhere. And be the indomitable you, the formidable you, letting no one form you in their image again. I love you. Good day.